at nothing all day. And we've been taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. We've been taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business. And I've been working overtime. Work out.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys are at. This won't be a long podcast. I just want to go over some of the commits over the weekend, both basketball and football, because I know we've been following the transfer portals and everything closely, wanting to know what's going on. And I know that some of our media people don't work over the weekend, so it'd be a good time to jump in here and take care of that. First of all, guys, thank you. 502 subscribers. Our goal last week was to hit over 500. We have now passed the 500 mark. Even YouTube is congratulating on us on getting past 500. Next goal, we're shooting for 600, then 700, and so forth and so on. So you know the drill by now. Smash the subscribe button. Okay, hit the like button. Add a few comments. And by all means, share, and share away. Okay. I am by myself on this podcast because I knew it wasn't going to be a very long one. So I just decided to come on here and do one. I do want to promote tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 Central. We are going to have live right here, Steve Craftsison. You guys may remember him from the 1980 Final Four team. The last time the men have been to a Final Four. He was a member of that team. We're going to talk about his career, his relationships with Dean Smith and Lute Olson, and we'll just go from there and see where the podcast takes us. So we won't be able to keep him forever online because he does have a prior commitment, but he graciously has agreed to come on at 2:00 tomorrow. So it's going to be weird. I don't know how many of you guys will be able to watch at 2:00 on a Tuesday afternoon, but hey, we're just glad that he's agreed to come on, and I'm looking forward to the show. If you guys saw the Callie Levine show that we did a couple of weeks ago, check that one out too. It is racking up some views, and please go check it out. Right here on the YouTube channel, and go check it out and continue to help it rack up views and share it because it's been probably, I feel like, one of the better podcasts that we've done. And Kelvin Fisher will be my co-host tomorrow for the Steve Craftsison show. Okay, let's get right to it. Okay, so first of all, football picked up an offensive lineman, high school guy. Okay, this one's a high school. He's not a transfer portal. Gene Riordan. He's a 4-star. He's 6'5". He's 280 pounds. Iowa beat out. Look at this: Oklahoma, Penn State, Auburn, Iowa State, and Minnesota for this guy. All right. This guy saw something in George Barnett and the Iowa Hawkeyes that made him want to be a Hawkeye. Wow. That is great. He's 280. I would love to see our offensive linemen get to be about 300 or more pounds, but in shape, not fat, where they can push out some of those defensive linemen out of the way and open up some holes and protect the quarterback. Okay. And so, with that being said, here, I don't even have my comments open, guys. Yeah, feel free to comment if you guys want to. Okay, they are saying that with Gene Riordan's commitment, that he is part of a top 25 recruiting class, and it's so far I think it's a small recruiting class that I know of for 2026. They're not completely done filling that class, but hey, top 25. I mean, it's been a long time, if ever, that Iowa's had a top 25 recruiting class. Okay. All right. Okay. So now they get, over the weekend, they picked up a long snapper by the name of Bryant Worrell. Okay. He played one season at Boston College, and he's got a preferred walk-on, and he's got 1 year of eligibility left. He racked up a few tackles and a few other things as a long snapper, but he also had some Division II and Division III experience before he went to BC. So it looks like he's transferred colleges every year: Division II, Division III, and then on to Division I Boston College. But the fact that he played at Boston College, and the fact that we actually bringing him on as a long snapper. Do you guys remember? I forget which coach said it. I don't think it was Phil Parker. Yeah, it was our special teams coach who said it. That he had interest from the outside of people who wanted to come in and be a long snapper, but he told them that he was going to wait until spring to see if anybody that he already had on campus could fill the bill with the long snapping. Now, it sounds like they may have found a long snapper that they're happy with, but this bringing in this Boston College guy would just be another addition to the long snapping because somebody always gets hurt, right? You're going to need I always say at least have a minimum of 2 at every position, but you need probably more than that. It's football. Okay. All right. Now they've also picked up a wide receiver from Ferris State. He also has one. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's not him. This kid is a high school kid. He's a 3-star. DeAndre Smith. He's a wide receiver, 5'11", 175 pounds. He's out of the state of Florida. He is currently a high school kid. So we won't see him on campus until next fall. Not next fall, I'm sorry. A year from now when they start graduating in May and come. So we'll see him on campus in the summer of 2026. That seems like such a long ways away, doesn't it? Okay. All right, then we got another offensive tackle, Bryce George at 6'5", 5 inches, 304 pounds. Offensive tackle. He was a Division II All-American. He's the one from Ferris State, guys. He has 1 year left. 1 year left of eligibility. So it appears, as much criticism as Barnett has taken for the offensive line, they've been improved over the past year. This last season, they improved. It sounds like that he's very serious about going out there and finding more offensive linemen. Okay, so we'll do that. For right now, that's all the football ones I got. I got a little basketball news. I'm trying to see how you say that. Acrisure Series basketball played in Palm Springs Desert, California. On 11/25 to 11/26, the Iowa men's basketball team will be playing 2 games. Okay, get this. This is a loaded field, guys. And they're not going to, and there's no guarantee that they're going to play any of these teams because I only listed about half the teams here. But I wanted to put on here teams of note. Okay, Colorado, Minnesota, Utah, Stanford, Washington, and UNI. Okay, all those teams are going to play. I wouldn't be surprised to see us play UNI. That the matchmakers wouldn't match us up against UNI in that bracket or pod. They're doing it's something about a pod, and I don't know the format or anything how this works. Okay, I don't know whether it's just 2 games total or 2 games guaranteed. That we'll find out when they release the matchups and the pods and stuff like that. Okay, these will be televised on TNT, True TV, no problem. Most people have those channels. However, Max, it'll also be on Max channel. So if any of the games, and hopefully Iowa doesn't show up on the Max channel because I don't know how many people out there are spending big bucks for the Max channel. So including myself, I'm not paying big bucks for it. So hopefully, yeah. So that is something I thought was kind of interesting, the tournament. Okay. So you guys know that we picked up another big man from Robert Morris, Horizon Player of the Year. Okay. He's 6'9", 215 pounds. Okay. I'm going to try to pronounce this. Alvaro Fulgueres. I believe that's how they sent in the article. They had a pronunciation guide, and I wrote it down. So, Fulguero. He is from Spain, I believe. So that I heard. I don't know much else about him except he's 6'9", and we need a big guy. We do have a big guy committed, but he's a high school student, so he probably won't be ready to go next year. But we don't know what McCollum's teams are going to do next year. I think we're all excited. I think the arena will be packed next year to see just what's going on with this team and how it's going to play out, who the starter is going to be. How does Cooper Koch fit in all this? And by the way, in case right now, I counted on the current roster nine people listed on the current roster. That includes Jacob Cook, who is a holdover from last year's team, who was a freshman last year and a walk-on. So I think there's a couple of I'm gonna have to go back and look at everything, but I think there's a couple of high school kids that are also committed. They obviously wouldn't be on the roster yet until they show up on campus and officially sign first of all, and then show up on campus and become a student. So they won't show up on the roster yet. So I think we're either at a 10 or 11 by my count on the roster for next year. So we're getting there. They're getting there. I would like to see. I know that we're missing out on a lot of people, and some people are laughing because some of the people that were rumored to be coming actually went to schools that they thought, what? He's going to like a school like Virginia Commonwealth over Iowa? Are you kidding me? I think the same thing. True. I really do. What can they offer that Iowa can't? I mean, you get the Big Ten. You get to play in the Big Ten. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to see what McCollum does with his first recruiting class. I mean, we're going to see, we already know that 5 of these guys are from Drake. And so, we'll see how they compare and hold up for a 20-game season in the Big Ten. I have no doubt the preseason, these guys are going to play hard and make some noise. Let's just see what they do in the grind of a 20-game season in the Big Ten. We'll see how that goes. By the way, I'm totally against 20 games. I think they should back it down to 18. Okay. Alrighty. And it's cool. You guys already know about Brendan Husen from Kansas State, one of the nation's sharpshooters. So between him and that Sturts? That's his last name, right? Sturts, the very first guy to sign up for Iowa. They're pretty good sharpshooters. So, what I heard McCollum say is he likes to see his teams like he said, like with the Drake team, for example, this year, very, very few mid-range shots. They either were scoring at the rim or from the three-point line, and that's the way he would prefer it. He said that the mid-range shot, the 2-point mid-range shot, usually happened because they got the clock too far down, that the defense was so good on the other team that the shot clock got too far down and they were forced to take a shot. But he says if you look at their stats and go over from Drake last year, you will see that there weren't many 2-point mid-range shots. And when you think about it, I don't think, honestly, that our Iowa men had that many mid-range shots this year. So we'll see how that goes. But, I mean, I just wanted to come on here and talk about what I hope I didn't miss anybody or anything like that. I just wanted to come on here and talk about it real quick, guys, and just give you a heads up on the new people coming to the University of Iowa. Iowa women wrestlers picked up 3 people this week. We lost a football player, Khalil Tate. We lost him to the portal this week. And so there's changes constantly ongoing. This is really an evolving situation. Everything is evolving quickly and moving fast. I'll probably get off of this, and in a half an hour we'll have more people jump in the portal, or maybe not. But my understanding is Iowa's not quite. They're at 83 of 85 scholarships, is what I was told. They can only have 105 max on the team for walk-ons, and I believe they may be a couple over 107 or something like that total, and so they may have a couple of extra walk-ons. So their idea is to have 85 scholarships and 20 walk-ons, and so my understanding is they may be a couple of walk-ons over. So expect to see a couple of more people head to the portal this coming week before the portal closes, which closes this Friday, April 25th. So whoever jumps in the portal, we will not see in the spring game or the spring practice. I forgot we don't have a spring game anymore. So that being said, if you guys actually go to the spring practice this week, please contact me and send me some pictures, send me some video. This weekend, Sunday or Monday next week, Jason, Paul, and I, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about the spring game. I'm out in California, so I will not be able to get to it, but we always rely on replays and friends of the shows that always go to these places. That go to these games and practices to help us out, and so I would appreciate that. So contact me if you're going and share some of your video, and I might even bring you on as a guest if you would like that. Bring on a guest and tell us what you saw at the spring practice. In your own views. I don't want media. I don't want a Chad Lysicle view or Pat Hardy view or Scott Dockerman view. I want to hear it from a fan who's sitting in the stands, what they saw. I don't want a fluff piece. I want to say if it's bad, I want to hear about it. If it's good, I want to hear about it. The media and God bless those guys who write for a living and get to cover Hawkeye sports for a living. I mean, I would love to do that and get paid for it. But they also have to walk on eggshells because they can't afford to lose their spot, to continue to have access to the coaches and the players. So they're not gonna go overboard with things they say. They're gonna tread lightly. And so if you're gonna be there, let me know. Send me a private message, through Messenger, and we'll talk about it. Or you can just leave a comment quickly here on the YouTube video and stuff. And so guys, I'm going to get off of here. I didn't intend for this to be a long one, and I still promise you that. And so I just wanted to talk about the signings, the commitments, the transfers, and everything else that we're going, because it just like I had my head spinning. As I told Kelvin, my head is spinning on all this because I cannot keep up with all the names and stuff because the rumored people coming to visit, the rumored people going elsewhere that were coming to visit. Even with the women, the women have had a couple of close calls and now they're gone. Those people didn't show up. And so it's just like, okay, what are we doing here? And I think it's just better. I'm going to end this right now. It looks like my feed is going to go out. And so, guys, I'm going to end the stream right now. So thank you for watching. You know what to do.
I will never be free now.